Hi, the purpose of this video is to give an overview of the Sagem Freesat Plus 500 gigabyte receiver. Okay, so we see in front of us here the box that it comes in, and it's part of a wide range of Freesat boxes that are available on the market. So we have standard definition boxes here, high definition, and also now the Freesat Plus as well. Okay. The big advantage of the Freesat Plus is that it has a built-in hard drive, so you can look at one thing and record another. It has 7-day EPG, it has serious link, so it's very much the equivalent of the Sky Plus HD box. Okay, now just quickly, Freesat is a free-to-air version, a standard free-to-air company that was set up by ITV and BBC. So it has a number of different manufacturers who manufacture boxes to a certain standard, and you know what it really has, it's done wonders for the free-to-air market because it's suddenly there's a standard within the market and a lot of neat features on it. And over-the-air updating of the boxes in particular is the great thing. So if a new channel becomes available, if you have a Freesat box, it'll automatically pop up for you, where if you're using a traditional free-to-air box, you have to manually tune these channels back in. So basically what comes with this box? Well, you will have basically a power unit here, which is a plug here, and then the power adapter here. You have a HDMI lead, a remote control, and batteries to come with it. And then we move on to the actual receiver itself. So on the front of the Sagem box here, you have a USB port, you have a channel up and down button, and you have a power on off button. Okay, and I'm just going to rotate this box around. So it's amazingly small, compact box for the size of the hard drive that comes in it. We can see here there's two feeds here for the satellite feed 1 and satellite feed 2. We have an Ethernet port here, we have a HDMI output here, we have RCA outputs here, and also we have two SCARTs, one for the TV, one for the VCR, and on top of that as well, we also have a power input here as well. Okay, now the next step in this process here would actually just plug in this box. So I'm just going to show you what it would be used in conjunction with, right? So I'm just going to stand up here for a moment. I'm going to show us behind me here, we have a standard Sky satellite dish. Now a single LNB is what we'd use with a single install of, so we'll say a standard Freesat box. But because there's two feeds on this, on a Freesat Plus box, you need a quad LNB. So you can see here, there's actually a total of 4 inputs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what we need on our dish outside. So the next step then would be to actually have an installation kit, which I have in front of me here, which is basically about 20 meters of satellite cable, some plugs and bolts, connectors, clips and tie wraps to allow you to connect the satellite dish down to your Freesat receiver. Okay, so the next step here is, what I actually have here is, I'm just going to quickly connect up this power unit here. So I take the power unit, which I already have plugged into the wall, the power lead, and I push it in here. And on the back of this Freesat box, which you can see here in front of me, I'm simply going to connect this. Okay, the next thing here is I'm going to take the two satellite feeds which I have here, which both terminate in F connectors, and I'm going to plug this into the back of the box here. So now this is quite awkward to do because I've got the leads here, the display here for you. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push it in here. You can see the general principle here, which would be to, where we'll come along here. Now, if you only had one lead available, then obviously it's more important to plug it into LNB1 than LNB2. But to get the full functionality here, you need to have both fed in. And when I say that, it's the ability to look at one thing and record another. And now we'll simply take the HDMI lead. We could of course connect it with a SCART lead, but to get the full HD effect, you're better off to use the HDMI lead, which simply pushes in here. And what we need to do now is just when it's fully powered up, just need to turn on this box and make sure the television set up. So you can see the very first screen here, which is welcome to Sagem Digital. And now we're on to what's the next step of the process really, which is entering the postcodes to program it up for your particular part of the UK. So available on the TvTrade.ie website is the postcodes, samples for London or the North of Ireland, things like this, for people that would say in the Republic of Ireland who wouldn't have a postcode. So what we would do at this point in time is we'll actually come along here and simply press OK for the next step here. And what it's going to do now is it's going to detect, is there a signal coming from the satellite dish? Because this is interacting with the actual satellite, there's no point proceeding through this process if there's no satellite signal. So that's the very first check it's going to do here. So we're working through the process here of getting to the point where we'll be entering the postcodes. So we can see here it's detected the signal correctly, and it asks us for the postcode. So if we pick up the remote control here, we'll see that on the numbers, each number has a letter above it. So the postcode for London, for instance, would be WC 11AA, would be a valid one for it. So what we do here is simply go W, C, then 1, A, and now we simply go. Now if we press the 2 quick there, it'll actually double up and go to, we'll say, instead of getting 2 A's, you'd end up with a 1 B. So it just needs a bit of wait there. And now we just simply come along and press OK. And it says postcode is valid, OK for the next step. So what we do here now is we come down along, there's English, and the general setting there is OK. It's asking for a password here. So what it actually do is we'll set it to 1234. So it's important to remember this code, 1234. And what we can do now is proceed to the next step. So what it's actually going to do now is it's going to make its way through the entire process of checking for all of the channels for the transponders that are listed inside of these within the box, and which should be listed onto the Freesat lineup. Okay, so what we're expecting here is probably in the region of maybe about 120 something television channels and about 40 radio stations or so. So we can see here now, we're working through. Now a great thing about the Sagem here is this is so much quicker, we'll say, than other Freesat boxes that are on the market. It just rips through the process extremely quickly, and it just makes the installing of it just a lot more satisfactory. Particularly because from time to time people might want to reinstall, pick up later channels. But come along here and just press OK, and that's it from beginning to end. So what this video has encompassed then is a full overview of the box, what equipment they'll be used in conjunction with, and the actual programming the boxes with the postcodes there. And that full process there only takes a couple of minutes, and now we have a box that's fully pre-programmed, and we're up here now on BBC One. Okay, so you can just see where we are, and that's it beginning to end.